Good afternoon and welcome back to Girded with Truth. Thank you so much for joining us today. Last week we would have gone through a balanced life, and this week we are going through the upward journey. Today we're talking from the perspective when up looks like down. 2 Kings chapter 4 verses 28 to 35 says, "Then she said, 'Did I desire a son of my Lord? Did I not say, do not deceive me?' Then he said to Gehazi, 'Gird up thy loins, and take my staff in thine hand, and go thy way. If thou meet any man, salute him not, and if any salute thee, answer him not again. And lay my staff upon the face of the child.' And the mother of the child says, 'As the Lord liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee.' And he arose and followed her. And Gehazi passed on before them, and laid the staff upon the face of the child. But there was neither voice nor hearing. Wherefore he went again to meet him, and told him, saying, 'The child is not awaked.' And when Elisha was come into the house, behold, the child was dead and laid upon his bed. He went in therefore and shut the door upon them twain, and prayed unto the Lord. And he went up and laid upon the child, and put his mouth upon his mouth, and eyes upon his eyes, and his hands upon his hands. And he stretched himself upon the child, and the flesh of the child waxed warm. Then he returned and walked in the house to and fro, and went up and stretched himself upon him. And the child sneezed 7 times, and the child opened his eyes." So here, this is the Shunammite woman. Now, she was living her life with her husband normal. She saw Elisha coming, and she said, "You know what? We must build a house for this man of God." And she treated the man of God so well, he decided, okay, I must do something for this young woman. And she was well into age, so at this time she lost all hope for children. She thought that this thing would never happen. And then Elisha prophesied over her, "By this time next year you will have a son." And she said, "Do not deceive me." But the thing still came to pass, because the Lord blessed her with a child 1 year later. Now, this is the same child she gave up hope for. This is the same child that was once a dead dream, that was once something she would long for no more, because the reality was that it could not happen again. But guess what? God does not live in our reality. Thank God that He sees what He promised us, what His blueprint for our lives look like, and not what we think we should have. And she gave birth to the child 1 year later. Now, the child went out with his father, and for some reason when he returned, he had died. And the Shunammite woman was like, "No, I'm not allowing this child to die." Her husband told her, "Is there something wrong?" She said, "No, it is well." And now she's taking the child back to the one who prophesied it, back to the one who said God will give it to you, back to the one who can access the Creator. So we are not like in these times where we had to wait for a prophet or wait for a priest, but now we have unlimited access to God. So all we have to do is go before the throne. Now, the devil wants us to give up on our promise. He wants us to call it quits. He wants us to let this thing die. But you know what? God promises. And God is not a man that he should lie, nor the son of man that he should repent. If he said it, it will come to pass. So we have a responsibility to call this thing forth and to believe it unwaveringly that God is going to make it happen. So I encourage you today, just like in this situation, she carried the child back to Elisha and she said, no, I'm not going to allow this thing to die. Just like you have to say today, I'm not going to allow this thing to die. Maybe God has given you a business and instead of seeing it prosperous, you are seeing it in debt. But you have to prophesy the thing that God spoke to you and say, no, my business will not die. Maybe it is a sick child. But you have to tell the devil, no, God already promised me and it will come to pass. Maybe it's a situation looking like you're not going to come back from it. But guess what? God said no. I am going to bring you through. God said you will not die here. In some situations, God is calling us up. We are going on this upward journey. But sometimes it looks like we're going down. But anybody could believe when things are going good. But it takes a different kind of person to believe when things are not going so good. God called us to believe no matter what. He called us to enact our faith no matter what. He called us to have hope in Him, trust in Him, and declare our faith in Him, no matter the situation we are facing. So today, if your up looks like down, declare that you are on an upward journey. Because God said today, He sent this word to say to you today that you will not die here. Your up will not remain looking like down. You are on an upward journey and He is the one who will bring you through. He has us in this situation where we will not be able to say anyone else did it, because He will share His glory with no man. And sometimes up looks like down. Up looks like death. Up looks like we are in terrible financial debt. But you know what God says today? He said no. He will bring us out. He will take us through this upward journey. We don't have all the answers, but it is because we are trusting God. So today I encourage you, declare His word, declare His truth, declare His promise that He had spoken over your life, and watch Him work miracles to bring you through. He may not physically part the Red Sea, but any situation that you are standing in front of, He will clear the way for you. Just simply believe. Have faith in Him. Work towards what He is saying and declare it so. God will bring you out. He will bring you through, and His promise over your life will come to pass. Continue with me as we go on this upward journey. Thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful week ahead. Bye.